Hello, and welcome to the channel Gaming Like a Noob. I'm the Noob, and I call myself Sensomi. And it's time for a Champions League game against Atletico Madrid here. So, yeah, and I just went through some things here with the tactics, among other things. I know I have this one. I had this one already, a second, but I wanted a third one, and I don't know if I have to put the players that I want into it to get it right, but I want to bring up the familiarity in this situation if and when we end up in a situation where we need to get control of the midfield and so forth, and being able to switch to this quicker is of course something I need to do. I see there is you need to do all of this as well. Well, we're not going to bother with this now. I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to do that off camera. Alphonso Davies being injured, so perfect opportunity for Luke Shaw to do a sort of a comeback, and then we need somebody to be able to take that position. I would like to have somebody, but I don't have anybody. Let's go. No. Crap. He can't play there because he's unregistered. Yeah, it's the effing Champions League, like Zlatan said. Well, he never got to win the Champions League, which was something that he really wanted to. Well, I shouldn't say he didn't get. He still hasn't. He might be playing next season as well. You don't know, or you never know. But I don't think he will be. Since I mean, if I read it correct, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is not registered now for the rest of the Champions League this season. So yeah, I guess they don't want to put in the time for him this year. Let's see, is there anything else I can do here? I should really be having, you can see Sancho is very tired, so I really should have a right midfielder to be able to put into the pitch there, like Morgan Pearce, instead of having perhaps Christian Eriksen, because Marcus Rashford will take that position. Niklas Seiwell can play in the central midfield, but there's nobody to change out. So I think Christian Eriksen, since he has some fitness problems as well, so let's bring in Morgan Pearce there on the bench so that I can bring out Jadon Sancho if I need to. So I think that's the way I want it. And yeah, I went through this as well, and I see, remember we said cross aimed at far, well, I shouldn't say remember because it was the start of the first season. So, but I did put in cross aim far post because I said that Cristiano Ronaldo was a good header of the ball, so that's why I wanted them to aim at this position, which now is Erling Haaland's position, and he's 16. I think Ronaldo was 18 on heading, so a little less, well, not so good perhaps, but still good at headings. And then we have this one cross aimed at near post, just so that they, when they're crossing the ball, try to reach his head. So yeah, let's see, Diego Dalot, yeah, he also, and Kenneth Taylor, inverted winger, is he on the pitch for real? No, he's not on the pitch, is he? No, Sancho, I mean, what's going on? He's not even on the bench. Why does he show up in that one? And I do have, of course, in attacking situations, I do have my setup as I did before. So yeah, let's go with that. Maybe we should, instead of mixed, near post, because I want him to be, and let's go in here and we go far post, just to try and reach Haaland in those situations. So yeah, and then we go. We shouldn't be making too many changes as just before a game, but yeah, this one I've never even used this one, so I need to take a look at this and what I can do in this one. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that now, because all right, this is more if you go instant wrestles, you can put in a lot of plannings. Okay, well, we do play our games, so we are there. Let's head in for a tactical meeting, and yeah, we're gonna be facing off against Atletico Madrid, which is going to be interesting. This is the team that I've lined up. And on the bench, we have a couple of interesting names. Morgan Pearce, for me, being one of the bigger, more exciting names. A 17-year-old Wales player, which I'm hoping will be the new Ryan Giggs, but playing on the right side instead of the left. So, but you'll never know. We'll have to see how they develop. Now, there is a couple of things I want to do. First thing is, of course, to try and build a team that can win as much as possible. That's just a given. That's what everybody wants to do, right? Second of all, I want to try and get rid of all the debt that the Glazers has put this club into. And the third thing is to actually try and build as English team as possible. I know it doesn't add up in the lineup that I have now with Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, France, Portugal, France, Norway, Germany. I mean, not much English at the moment, but I want to try to make it so that I get as many English players as possible in the future. When we build this team up by youth players, I want to try and put my goal into as much English players as possible, which is also a sort of a thing that they are forcing me to do because of the Brexit. I don't have the possibility to just go and sign any foreign players or EU players and watch them develop. I pretty much need to either I buy a done player, a player that is already a world star, that is from some other country, or I bring in youth players that have high potentials that are English, because that's the only way I'm going to get them to get to play for me. So let's see. Jadon Sancho is not fully fit. He may struggle. Yes, we know that. That's why we have Morgan Pearce on the bench. Let's go to the game here. And always mark tightly. We can do that. Go to the dressing room. Pump our fists. And we go with the assistant's recommendation. And we have the first game of this episode away. Now, we lost last time we played. The last game of the last episode or previous episode, we lost against Tottenham. So we really want to make a comeback now to bounce back from that loss. It's kind of a big deal for me anyway. I remember way back when Ferguson was manager, we did have problems around the Champions League games. Either the game before the Champions League or the game after Champions League. It was sort of, we didn't always lose or draw or something like that. We did win a lot of them, but we always played bad around the Champions League games in the league. And I don't know for what reason, but I don't think it was fatigue, because if there was something Ferguson had, it was always plenty of players that was willing and stood ready to play. So and he had some special way to bring the best out of players like O'Shea, Nicky Butt. I mean, those players that weren't world stars, but they never made, or I shouldn't say never, but they almost, Mbappe! Almost every single game they were got to play, they always made a good one. Very rarely were they bad, so to speak. So that's a strength from. They weren't purely quality. They didn't. They weren't world-class players. They weren't even top Premier League players. Some of them was only mid-table quality in their standards. But as long as they could play at their peak level all the time when they were given the opportunity, that was good enough, because we had other stars that took care of that situation. So he was a special manager, Ferguson. He arrived in a special time as well. Now the money that all the teams have, like Chelsea, City, and all of those, it has of course changed it a bit, and it would have been more difficult for Ferguson today. But at the other hand, Ferguson was one of the managers, or one of the people, I should say, that brought the Mbappe, the commercial stardom to Premier League, or to European football. He really took advantage of that American making money situation with all the merchandise and all of that. So yeah, he really made that blossom in Europe, and for good and for bad. I think there's too much money in football today, which ruins a lot of clubs and makes it pretty much impossible for small clubs like we had in '79, when a little club like Malmö FF could reach the European Cup final. That's not going to happen again. Such a small club will not reach the Champions League final again. And we have Gothenburg, that I think it was 82 and 86, where they won the UEFA Cup. That's not going to happen again. So yeah, that's the bad part about all the money that has been always around football today. The salaries has just exploded. I remember when Matthew Le Tissier was one of the best paid players in the Premier League, and let's say that he probably had good workers. I mean, workers with a good monthly salary he made a week, and today that is peanut money. That's nothing. A footballer that makes anywhere close to ordinary people are a badly paid footballer. So it has gone haywire. I think they are earning too much money, and I think the clubs are too much of money involved in everything. But yeah, that's the way it is. Let's go on to the dressing room here. We have a 2-0 lead after the first half. A good one. Let's pump some fist and go with the assistant's recommendation. I know that we're going to be a couple of changes in a couple of minutes, but I'm going to give them the start of the second half here to see what can happen. Here's Haaland and Sancho. Haaland, and he brings it in. No, nothing there. Shaw. No, Shaw missed out on that one. Oh, Delict. Reading that pretty well. That's Haaland. There's Dalot. There's Sancho. There's Bellingham. There's Delict. Varane. Varane with a long ball to Dalot. To Sancho. Oh, he tries to reach Dalot again. They're playing their way out of that one, but Shaw is there. Mbappe is there, and Mbappe. Oh! And we have a corner out of that one. So someone got a foot in between there. Ferdinand with the corner, and there Haaland. He tries to reach Haaland there. Interesting. And let's see, 51. Let's go pause. Let's go into tactics because we want to see a bit of what we're doing now. Jadon Sancho is, of course, very, very tired. So Morgan Pearce going to come in there. Mbappe is tired, so let's bring in Rashford. I think it is Dalot that is in the most of pain, so to speak, being too tired to actually continue. So we're going to bring in Mark Jurado there, and we're just going to hope that the rest of the players will be able to continue the game without problems, and that we can continue to control this game even though we have changed all the things that we have changed. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see what's going on here now. 60th minute, Delict with a free kick. Jurado, Delict, Bellingham, Delict, Jurado to Pearce. Here's Morgan Pearce. Morgan Pearce running with the ball. Adeyemi gets it out to Shaw. Can he get it in? He gets it in, and there's, oh, and he gets it in again, and there's, oh, and there's Haaland, and it's a goal! Erland Haaland gets his head on that one. Cool, cool, cool. Now I know I've said this before. We was talking about the financial situation of the football world, and for me, I just feel when you go for a team like City, with all the oil money, I think it's good that the money is being brought into the football. So I don't really mind if they use their personal assets to buy players and to pay the signing on fee. I don't care about those two things. But once it comes to the salary, the weekly salary, I think they need to keep that down for the clubs to survive even when they grow tired of the football. So, yeah, allow them to pay however much they want in buying players and however much they want in signing on fee, but keep the salaries down from week to week. I think that is the most important thing. Sure, it's not fun when one club can buy all the best players in the world, but what's the alternative, and doesn't it really happen anyway? So why not give them the opportunity to pay those to buy those players with their own money, and to pay a signing on fee with their own money, just as long as they can keep the salary down so that the club can survive even when they grow tired of the football, as I said. When the owners of cities sell their club or give them up, they should be able to sustain themselves. And that's not going to happen because the really high... they're pretty much doped by their own sponsoring money. So instead of being their own sponsoring thingamajig, why not just let them pay that kind of money up front? Because that's nothing that's going to disturb the club. If they pay with their own money to buy a player and to have a signing on fee, that's their money. They don't get that money back. And the clubs will not be responsible for that money in the future. And in that sense, we can keep the players will be happy because they get a high signing on fee. Let's say a world-class player will get £100 million or something in signing on fee from some rich owner, and then he has a salary for something like the club can handle, like £40,000-50,000 a week, instead of having £200,000-300,000 a week. I think that would be a better solution, because they are going to be able to continue to buy all the best players and stuff like that. That's not going to go away. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on here. We win this game, this Champions League game, with 3-0 away against Atletico Madrid. I think we did a very good job doing that. Tough game coming here. Morgan Pierce did not have the best of games, 6.8. And Rashford, 6.6. So at least he was better than Rashford. But yeah. It's okay. We did win the game. That's the important thing. So I guess I'll just see you in the next game. And so we're here. Time for another league game. This time away against Aston Villa. And that's going to be interesting to see what we can do in Birmingham. And yeah, I think we're going to jump into it. We've lost the first position, but they have played one game more than us. So a draw is all we need, and we will take back the first position. But we, of course, want 3 points in this game. What else can I say? Yeah, I moved to... I took them away. Let me see here. Under 18 squad. Morgan Pierre. I don't know why it says he's unavailable, because player has been made unavailable. No, he shouldn't be unavailable. He should be available. Crap. Yeah. Made available. And his Stokebridge. Yeah, we did do that. Yes, we did do that. We took that away to give them, so we could use them. This is going to be a nightmare, moving this up and down. Let's see. Nobody else now. No, everybody is allowed to play for the under 18 again. So I want to give the under 18 an opportunity and a chance to actually win something. I think they played today. Yep, they lost today. That's sad, because then we, well, if we want to, we could. Well, let's see what we do then. Let's go into tactical meeting and team selection. Now, because McAvoy should not be, he's eligible because he's already played. He's played. Stokebridge hasn't played, so let's give him the opportunity to be on the bench. We have a couple of other strikers, so let's give, because that's one of the players that I have really high hopes. I mean, look at the way he's been training lately as well. The arrows are going straight up. So I believe that this kid will be a new superstar. And he's English, which is just the way that we want it. Hopefully he will be ready when Fernandez reach an age where he wants to retire. Well, I guess he will be finished before Bruno Fernandes will retire. But yeah. Hopefully Stokebridge is there to take over, slowly take over Bruno Fernandes' position in the team. So what else? Christian Eriksen still fighting with that fitness problem, and since he didn't get to play, Morgan didn't get to play against City there for the under-18, I guess we'll give him an opportunity here on the bench. I have forgotten that I made them non-available for the under-18 because I wanted to play them in the Carabao Cup. I remember that now, but yeah, that's the way it is. Let's submit this team and let's get going here. Let's see what we can do against Aston Villa away. Going to be an interesting game, I hope. Looking to get... Oh, Cody Gakpo have signed for Aston Villa in this game. Wouldn't you know? Pump some fists. Well, we can't do what they recommend us to do then. Let's not let the fans down, of course. They're the people that pay their salary. Well, they don't pay their salary per se, but the club needs the supporters' money in order to pay the salary for the players. So buying the TV channels and everything. But has Bellingham stealing that ball. That's good. Sancho. Let's see. We did get the ball back there. They looked a bit like they had something under control there. But here we come. Bruno Fernandes with a corner. Cross. Here's Bruno Fernandes again. To Bellingham. Bellingham shoots. Oh! I thought that was going to go in. But it did not go in, unfortunately. Let's see. Cash. Buendla. Ings. Well, that's a good football name, Cash. Since... Oh, look at this. Oof. Since it's been... since it's become such a big thing with money in football, it's a good name to have, Cash. Gakpo. But De Gea is there. Now, Dean Henderson is getting a bit irritated that he doesn't get to play. So, if we take the lead in this game, I'm considering letting him get an opportunity in the second half. But I want things to be, well, at least 1 or 2 goals up for us. No, not in there. Mbappe. Varane, Mbappe. Oh, Aston Villa has played quite well. They have stood up to us quite well today, so far. But the point that we have just by playing this game, or as long as we don't let a goal in, I should say, the point we have at the moment is bringing us back up to first position, but we don't want to be satisfied with that. We want... Oh! So close. So close. Now Bruno Fernandes with a corner to the near post here, and Gakpo is there taking care of that one. That's, yeah. That's the crappy thing, because he really would like to be making... Oh, Mbappe being injured here. That's not good. So Marcus Rashford has to take that left midfield position. Crap. That's not good. Well, Rashford is a good player, but it's not good for us that Mbappe gets injured, because he is, of course, an even better player. Not good. But yeah, let's see what that goes. I would like to have a bit more control of the set pieces. The boring part about doing the set pieces is that you pretty much, yeah, you do one and that's it. I mean, if I decide now, like now I've put the emphasis on trying to get the ball to Erland Haaland, because he's on his position. Now, of course, I could make up a couple of situations where I decide that Haaland should be at another place and that they should aim at where Haaland is going. But then I had to go in and sort of determine. Oh, let's see. Yes, Rashford. Great. There should be a situation where you could do a lot of different corner situation and free kick situation, and then you could sort of tell the players that they are going to signal each other and do some rotation in those different and in which situation that they, because what should they come up a situation where I get which sort of setup they should do in this corner? Yeah, setup one, sure, it would be cool, but it's not realistic, because that's not going to happen. They're not going to ask the manager which of the ones that we train should we do this situation. And so there should be that you put up a couple of situations with free kicks and corners, and then the players will have to decide which one of those they're going to use in different situations. I think that would be the best way to do, because I know that the set pieces situation is kind of a problem, and I know that there's a lot more people than me that has complained about the situation when it comes to set pieces, but that's just one of the ways I believe that you could do this. There's Haaland to Adeyemi, back to Haaland, and Haaland puts it in for 2-0 in the 70th minute. So let's pause the game. Let's go into tactics and see what we can change here now. We're going to do De Gea to Henderson, and let's see. Yeah, it's going to be Sancho because he's tired, and give Morgan Pierce another opportunity to play here today. And since it's Football Manager 22, I cannot do any more changes. So let's just be satisfied with that and let the time roll. VRR is going to be checking that, and it's been disallowed. Oh, have I spoken too quickly here now? Which situation is that? The situation, so Haaland is offside there. That was I'm going to do the tactical change anyways. Let's see if that will bring us down or up. Here's Dalot to Pierce, Bellingham, Pierce to Dalot to Bellingham, Bellingham getting it back to De Ligt, De Ligt to Varane, back to De Ligt, to Dalot, to Bellingham, or trying to reach Dalot again, but no way. But De Ligt has this ball and he should have it under control. Giving it to Varane, yes. Out to Shaw. Luke Shaw bringing it up here on the left side. To Adeyemi, to Haaland, but Haaland loses it. His Morgan gets the rebound and loses it. That's not good, but Varane is wrong there. Haaland, Fernandes, back to Haaland, and Haaland puts it in this time. Will it stand? Good ball by Fernandes, I must say. A good run by Haaland. It looks like we have 2-0. The ball coming here, that one is good from Fernandes. And Haaland just putting it into the net with no problems. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. There's Bellingham, there's Shaw, Rashford, Shaw, up to Adeyemi, back to Rashford, Rashford to Shaw, gets it in, Haaland is there, and oh, Martinez getting a grab of that ball. And it's 15 minutes or 10 minutes left to go of this game, and we're 2-0 up. And yeah, we're back to taking another 3-pointer. At least it looks like it. A small miracle for them to make 2 goals on us for the last 10 minutes that are here. There's Morgan Pierce. Gets it to Haaland. Gets it to Rashford. And Rashford back to Fernandez. And shoots! Oh, and Haaland is there on the rebound! Haaland makes it 3-0 for Manchester United. And that should seal the 3-pointer without any question. Well, as long as it doesn't, yeah, it's awarded, so no problem. Haaland giving it to Rashford here, bringing it back to Fernandez, and a good ball by Fernandez hitting the post. And Haaland is there on the rebound. Marvellous, 3-0. Aston Villa is taken out. Good. Dalot to Pierce. Morgan Pierce dropping the ball, but Haaland gets it. And Adeyemi, Haaland to Rashford, and oh, the ball is going around there like a flipper. Morgan, Fernandez, Haaland, Adeyemi, Rashford, Shaw, Luke Shaw. Oh, well, he needs to play better, Luke Shaw, because I want him back in the English national side. He's been out of the English national side almost the entire time I played. As United here, and it's been over 2 seasons now that he's hardly been in the national side, so and I want him there. So Karim Adeyemi made his 175th career appearance. Dean Anderson made his 25th league appearance for Manchester United. That's not many games. Let's see how old he is. 26. I can understand that he wants to leave Manchester United, because he wants to play football, of course. And yeah, there's one game left of this episode. I'm going to play a friendly as well, but because there's a lot of international things happening now, and I will, as I said, I will play a friendly off camera there so that the training will be better. And I will be back in the next competitive game, so I'll just see you there. And so it's time. The last game of this episode. It's going to be home against Brighton in the Premier League. And yeah, exciting. And while in between those 2 games, or these 2 games, I've been watching the English under-21, since Andy Stokebridge and Chola Shortire and Adam Ferguson, among others, are in that team. For some reason, Stokebridge was not included as a first team lineup. He came on in both games as a substitute, but Chola Shortire played very well in both of those games. They faced, let's see here now, Sweden under-21, won with 3 or 4-1, and then they met Azerbaijan on away turf and won with 11-1. And Chola Shortire, I think it was 4 goals he made in that game. So I might have to take a little look on bringing Chola Shortire into the discussion when players get injured and stuff. So yeah, interesting. Let's see here now. Let's get to this game first of all. You can see there's a loads of player here that we can't play because we let them play in the under-18 instead, and Seiwald is suspended in this game. So let's see what we have that we can bring in. We don't have much. We can bring in Chola Shortire, but he should really play on the left side. Let's give him the Pierce situation. Sancho can always jump to the left if that, or no chances. Mbappe could jump to the right if that is needed to be done. So I guess that's why we haven't really been paying so much attention to him, to Shortire, because we have Mbappe, we have Rashford, we have Sancho that can all play in that left midfield position, Garnacho. So I guess that's why he hasn't been considered for that position. Christian Eriksen is back though. Now we need we could do with a defensive midfielder, but we don't really have one, do we? We have sold off the ones that we had. So let's hope that we can find a promising. We're just gonna have to wait until the regens or new gens, whatever they're called nowadays, is being brought into the situation, so to speak, and see if we can't find some defensive midfielder there, because yeah, just having one is definitely not enough, even though we have Ross Barkley. Yeah, so we can choose anybody we want. We have Ross Barkley, even if Ross Barkley ain't that great. Let's bring in Brad Faulkner then. So this is the way I'm going to pick the team today. Let's look at the fitness. That looks all right. Mbappe is having a bit of a fitness problem, so maybe we should start with Rashford. Give Mbappe a rest. So yeah, let's hope we can beat Brighton today. It's going to be interesting to see. Let's go to the match. Let's see what they recommend today. Hard when tackling. No way. And we go to the dressing room. We will pump our fist and go with the assistant's recommendation. Some of them got motivated. Let's see. As I said, last game of the episode, and it's home against Brighton in the league. Let's hope for another 3-pointer here. Haaland, Bellingham, De Ligt, Varane, Fernandes, finding Sancho, Haaland, Adeyemi. Close one there. Now, as I said, I want to find youth players when we get these new gen or whatever it's called, when we bring in a new batch of youngsters. I try to search through the leagues and try to find other 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds. Sometimes they're 15, 14. I think I've seen sometime as well. I'll try to find as many of them as possible and see if they have any potentials or any numbers that I like, and then I try to sign them. And yeah, I can also see the value of it. If you have a player in a club like Stoke being worth a couple of £1 million down there, I guess he's supposed to be quite a promising player, so I try to buy him, which is what I did with Andy Stockbridge, and I think he's going to be something else. I think he's one of the most promising players in this game. It looks like it. I have the feeling that he might be. So let's hope that he can become that and be the big new player to take over from Bruno Fernandes once his United career is over. Bellingham getting that one away. Brighton really putting the pressure on us at the moment. Come on, United. We need to do better. De Ligt, Sancho. But as I said, there's Adeyemi ball, and he hasn't really played and scored as much as he did that first season. I must say, Adeyemi has been a bit anonymous this season, and I don't think he was as great last season either. But maybe we just need to take him out of the team and give him some rest. Ooh, sorry about that, I'm a bit tired today. Here we go, Fernandes, De Ligt, Bellingham, Sancho finding Adeyemi. Adeyemi finding back to Bruno Fernandes, going back, and Nothing. I think we haven't played Shesko in a while, so I think he's going to come in sometimes in the second half here to give Adeyemi a rest and see if that can bring him back. So yeah. Oh, here they come, and oh, they hit the post. We were lucky there. De Gea to Shaw. Now a goalkeeper, I mean, De Gea is good, but he's no brilliant goalkeeper. I want to find a really good goalkeeper, so that's something that I will continuously be searching for. I think he's better than Henderson, so I need to find a good reserve keeper as well. Maybe Ferguson can be a good reserve keeper, but I don't think he's going to become as a great goalkeeper so that I can use him week in and week out. But I think he's going to be a great substitute for Dean Henderson. And so yeah, oh, would have been great to find an English goalkeeper, of course, that can keep up with some of the best goalkeepers in the world. But yeah, we'll have to keep searching for that. Fernandes, Shaw, Fernandes, Rashford, and it's score! It's a goal! Marcus Rashford scores, and we're in the lead at home against Brighton. Perfect. They've been playing really good, Brighton, creating a lot of chances and making things difficult for us. But yeah, with patience and positive play, we have built ourselves into this game and slowly been taking over and creating chances, and now we're there, 1-0 up. So let's see if we can continue to build on this, or if they're going to be coming back into the game. Bellingham, Sancho, Dalot getting it in. There's Rashford, and there's their keeper. As I said, Adeyemi not having a good day today, so I think I'm going to change him already. Let's bring in Shesko today. He's deserved some time now. He's been out of the team for quite a while. Been putting emphasis on other positions in the team, Stokebridge and Morgan Pearce and stuff like that, so there hasn't been a real opportunity for me to bring in Benjamin Shesko, but now he's in. Let's see what he can do. Fernandes with a good free kick, but the keeper is there grabbing it without any problems. So let's see what Shesko can do. Let's see if this will be better or worse for us. Here's Fernandes trying to reach Sancho. He does reach Sancho. Jadon, here's Shesko, and ooh, well run by Shesko. So yeah, he starts out good, I think. So let's see. Let's get to the dressing room. Let's pump our fist and tell them that they can do even better. And Shesko seemed motivated, so let's hope that he will prove me right and give me a good performance today. Maybe even a goal or two. Here we go. Brighton controlling the ball at the moment. Rashford chasing it. There we get it. Haaland being stopped there. So it's a free kick for us. Who will take this? Well, it's going to be Bruno Fernandes, I guess, but we didn't get to see that free kick. So, Shesko, come on. Let's see some action from you then. There's Bruno Fernandes to Rashford. Back to Fernandes. Out to Shaw. Shaw bringing it in, and there's Shesko with the header. Good header as well, I think. He created something out of that difficult pass from Luke Shaw. I think he should be quite satisfied with that. Here comes Brighton though. Let's not give them the opportunity. Now Rashford is there taking care of that one. De Gea, De Ligt, Varane, Fernandes, De Ligt, Bellingham. Trying to reach Haaland. He does reach Haaland. Can they find Šeško in there? Šeško's there. Oh, good header from Šeško. I think he deserves a better average rating. But I think we're going to do some dangerous stuff now, because I think I'm going to take out Sancho and give Brad Faulkner the opportunity to try his legs. Oh, Sancho so close before he was going to be, because he would have left the pitch after that goal, but now he gets to leave it without scoring any goals. Let's pause the game, because I think, oh crap, like that, yes, I think we're too late. But I want to give someone else the opportunity, and that is Shola Shortire instead of Rashford. Now, this might be stupid of me, because we're only 1-0 up, and it could be dangerous to put in players that aren't good enough to really play in the first team. But yeah, here's Šeško, Fernandes, Shortire, Šeško, Fernandes, Haaland. Here comes Shortire. Shortire scores! Oh, Shola Shortire! He scores! And it's awarded. Brilliant. Fernandes to Haaland, and Shortire is off running, and he scores. Now that's nice. And yeah, he's fought his way into the team with a good performance in those under 21 for England. And luckily I was there watching them, or I wouldn't have noticed that he made those great games that he did, first against Sweden's under 21 and then against Azerbaijan's under 21. So yeah, 2-0 up, and only seconds to go. They might be getting one back, but they will not get two back. So another 3-pointer for us. Šeško, would be great if you could score as well, Šeško, but you're way out of it there. The game is over, 2-0, and that's a good result. I'm not going to be complaining about anything more than that. I think that Adeyemi might be missing out on the next game, and try to get Šeško a fresh start in that one, just to rest Adeyemi a game or two, because he's had some problems scoring of late, I think. So yeah. But that was the last game of this episode, and it was a good one then. It was a good episode. We made a lot of good games here, I think. I think it was 3 good games, wasn't it? We did end up winning all of them. Yes, we did. Atletico, Aston Villa and Brighton. And we had that friendly where I had to play with a lot of strange names. You know, those grey out ones, because I have most of my under 23 and under 18 players away on international duty as well. Not in any first team, but in under 21 and under 19 and so on and so forth. So that's why there's been some problems. You can see here Darren Norris is nowhere, and Bradley Sinks, looking at like this, you can see loads of player there that is unclickable because they are not in the team, so to speak. It's player they bring in when you don't have enough players to play with. So after this episode, we are top of the table in the league, top of the table in the Champions League. We have won the Super Cup. We are not entering in the FA Cup until 13th of January. We are still in the Carabao Cup. We're going to face off against Swindon. And we won the Community Shield. So we're off to a good start for this season, and hopefully it will continue. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. And for the ones that are already subscribed, I thank you very much. I hope you stay on and hope you find the content to an interest and to a pleasure. then I will just like to say that you take care of yourself out there in this dangerous world, and try to have as much fun as you possibly can. And I'll just end with bye 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 bye.